thing. Oh, so yeah, our manure truck. We bought that manure truck, and so now we are able, because we have the John Deere, we're actually able to use it. If I still just had this as my big tractor, the manure wagon that we have would be totally too heavy for it. Technically this tractor can run it, but this tractor could not run up and down this field with the manure spreader and actually do anything with it, because gravity sucks. Okay, put you there and turn on the worker. So the worker will now put lime on this field, which will make it all nice and pH'd. That's running. Close that off, turn that on. I think GPS is probably good. So yeah, we'll get the Massey over to this field once we've finished harvesting here, and then we can. Actually, I'm going to check the field it just did. Takeoff needs rolled, and that is beautifully mulched. So that field and that field have stuff in. That field hasn't been harvested yet. So, and we could look at buying fields. There's a nice looking potato field right in front of us, which I'm not very interested in leasing a potato harvester and doing that field, although it's worth a lot of money. But potato harvesters are expensive to lease. Oh, go. Oh, 12:41. Is store sales updated? Nope. Still the same old stuff. So yeah, a consideration. They small tractors, T6. Yeah, and the Maxim. See, we could buy one of these, sell the Massey Ferguson, upgrade, that's a 145, we could go to a 175, put a front loader on it. I won't put the Asaria Pro on it. I won't put the GPS on it immediately, and we could set that up as a replacement for the Massey Ferguson with a little bit more horsepower, and we could actually sell the Massey Ferguson. One of the things I would need to ensure is that the front loader attacher that we currently have fits it. Although that said, we do have two sets of front loader arms. We've got a short one for the Massey, and we've got a long one for the Deutz. So if one of those is an ideal fit for the Maxim, we could just go with that, and that would be a fine and wonderful thing to have on the farm. It would give us a little bit more low-end horsepower. And one of the things we can't do, we can't run the baler wrapper with the Massey. So if I've got two larger jobs to do, and one of them is mowing and baling and wrapping, and the other one is something else, spreading manure, for example, I've only got two tractors I can use for those two jobs. I could use the Massey with the tiny baler, but then we've got to figure out how to wrap the bales, and that would involve using the extractor. And I don't really want to drag that out on contract. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. It would mean we stay at the number of tractors that we have. We'd still have 3 tractors. We'd just improve the horsepower at the bottom end. The Massey could go up to a 145, but that's still not enough to run the baler wrapper. So, yeah. This is where this gets awkward coming up the field, because turning around is not going to be easy. I think what I might do is trim off some of the headland to the right. That'll give us a little bit more room to turn around here. Don't chop the tree. Good. All right. That makes that a little bit easier. So what else is going on? Okay, received notification that my new freight train is being dispatched. I have not received, or the mail company has not updated its tracking to say they've got it and it's moving anywhere yet. But that's good. I was getting a little bit concerned because I hadn't received a confirmation email to say, yes, we've received your order and are processing it. Some UK companies do that. This particular one doesn't seem to. So I wasn't sure whether, even if they got my order, and where in the grand scheme of things it was. So I am happy to have received a, hey, we've packed it and shipped it and it's on its way to you, or it's ready for the courier to pick up. And yeah, so once I'm done here, I've got to go and do some measuring down in the basement to figure out how many benches I'm going to need to go the length of the basement at 6 feet a time. I'm kind of guessing I need 3 to 4, which is a fair few, I guess. But okay. I'm not sure I turned out too early there. And yeah, that one was a late turn. But I'm not. We've got a very busy weekend, so I'm not sure I'm going to have any time to actually go out and buy the wood I need. I'm just going to have an idea of how much I need. I think I mentioned earlier the width of the next benches that I want to make is exactly the same as the height of the legs. So where I left off with the miter saw, it's all set up to do 3 foot lengths. So yay, that's good. The bench work on the other side is going to be probably about 4.5 to 5 foot, and so I'm going to have to probably buy the legs first and cut them to length, and then adjust the miter saw so I can cut the rest. I tend to do, if I can cut everything in a batch, then that's good. Let's go and check on what the, oh, you ran out. I mean, he did get a long way, and I'm not surprised he got a long way because, you know, this field doesn't need a lot of lime, it just needs a fair amount. What else do we need to do there? Oops. Sorry, I win. I do need to spread fertilizer on that as well. We'll probably spray it. It'll allow the lime to soak into the ground. And we might eventually look at selling this tractor too. And again, replacing it with something a little bigger. I'm going to have to jump out here and buy some more. 60,000 litres, yeah, not so much. I'm going to buy 30. We're not going to use that much, but I think having that much, if we do need some more this year, that will be good. And it means we'll have more next year. If any of the soy fields, I don't think the soybean fields are hurting for pH. These now all look the same. We haven't harvested this field yet. We haven't harvested this yield yet. Need to check on that one. That one was okay. This one was poor. This one's okay. This one's looking to be about the same shade of green as that one. So again, should be okay. And then, I don't know, is that lighter? 6.5. Oh, we can do that, I guess. So we're kind of looking at, it needs to be about 6.75 to 7. So this field will have been harvested once, this field will have been harvested once. And then the one, oh, you can actually see this one's been harvested twice, and so is this one. But again, the more frequently that you lime them, the less lime you use per application. So this small spreader will go much further. I think that's a little bit too close. Let's try that again. Yeah, this is the smaller of the two lime spreaders. We've used the big one in the past. And we're only using it to spread lime. We're hardly ever spreading solid fertilizer. So if you apply little frequently, you'll keep your yields at the best. Oh my dear. And you'll never use an entire tank like we did on that first field. We had to fill up this thing up 3 times in order to lime the entire field. However, now that it's limed, if we go back next year, it'll use significantly less. So what I'm going to do here, oh, to heck with it, we'll just get this lined up. Okay. And yeah, as I said, yeah, our solution seems to be lime from the spreader, and then we're going to be using manure or slurry on all of the fields pre-planting except the soybean fields, and we will spray the fields once the crop's in the ground and germinated. So this is ideal for spraying. We've got crop sensors on this tractor, so that's a fine and wonderful thing. So you can keep going, jump back to the harvester, and fold that in, turn that on, and get rolling. So yeah, I'm kind of looking, all of these jobs should be completed by the end of today. July 2, we can do some contracting work. July 3, we'll sell the perishables that we have. And then we're into August, and it's time to start planting winter crops and all that jazz. Now this is probably going to be one of our barley fields. What I might do is this one and the next one over. Actually, the next one over is not very big, is it? No. That had oats in. I might do 49 and 58 as barley fields. Where did our lime truck go? That's interesting. Where did the lime truck go? So yes, 2 big fields, because we are really struggling, I think, for the stuff that the cows eat. The whole crop silage. Now we got a good number of bales this year, and when they've finished fermenting on August 1, we'll push those into the cow feeder. But we need to make sure we're keeping that production up, because it's the only time of year we actually make it. So if we do this field and the other field that we've just finished liming as barley, barley is the best crop to whole crop, because it's not worth as much as wheat and oats, but to compensate for that, it produces more volume. And that translates into how much whole crop silage it produces. So, bonus. Yeah, second, you can produce whole crop silage from wheat, but I'd still do barley first. And oats, really not worth it, because oats really doesn't produce a lot of grain. It's good for flour, but it's really bad for whole crop silage and chicken feed and pig feed. So just grow oats and sell it as either sell it or turn it into flour. But barley, just Barley you just want to feed to animals most of the time. You can make beer if you want spirits, but that's not a production we have native. I don't think. I think if there was beer production and or tobacco production in the game, the age rating of the game would be more severe. Yeah, you can't have 13-year-olds producing beer and cigarettes and whatever. And it's probably why you don't make wine. There's only a grape juice production. Okay, we are done harvesting for the month of July. Get this tipped. And we'll go see Mr. Liming Tractor. Oh, you seem to have had a problem, dude. Shall we fix this? Booyah. Okay. So the easiest way to do this is probably I can run up this edge. So there's a couple of patches of grass I missed cutting or I didn't bale, but there's no big deal. We're good with that. I'm good with that. Also going to have to buy in some mineral feed for the cows. Not that the robot can produce anything with it right this minute, but as soon as we start putting the whole crop silage bales in, it can make use of those. Okay. Alrighty. Now, one of the things I'm avoiding doing is buying any fields that are ready to harvest and stealing the crop from them. And the reason for that is I know we're going to suffer a big hit to our environmental score if we do that. So the way around that is to just contract the crop, and then we can buy the field and fully prepare it, lime it, all the things, all the stuff, and actually we will maintain our environmental score. The problem is you buy a field, the environmental score on that field is going to be 50. If we buy a field that's ready to harvest, it may be even worse because it's going to take the nitrogen and pH levels for we're good. The nitrogen and pH levels. Ugh. Okay, that one's done. That's good. Do I want to do these two? I need to be on soil. There we go. That's 80. It's the top one that's bad. Nitrogen. Oh. What the heck? Did I not spray that field? Oh, that would be a disaster. This one's the same. Nitrogen. Bad. Nitrogen. Bad. This one is nitrogen and pH. This one should, oh, this one, nitrogen was good on this one, pH was bad, and tillage is the bottom one. We didn't plant this field, so we suffered a penalty from tillage. It's half, and because pH was just bad on that field, we got seriously penalised. This one we haven't harvested yet, so it's at 50-50. As soon as we harvest this field, those two values should jump, because we did lime it and we didn't fertilise it. It's soybeans, you don't need to fertilise soybeans. This field is pretty much perfect. That's close. That's close. Oh, we forgot to spray that field. I can't believe nitrogen. We forgot to spray that field, so we got penalised. That's... oops. I don't know. Let's go back. We've done liming. Yeah, okay. I'm going to spread lime on this field and the one we just did. But we'll put the Massey Ferguson in that other field and start doing the other thing, the mulching. You're doing your thing, you're doing your thing. And off he goes. So again, we'll have to tidy up the ends. We've probably got more than enough stuff there. And also, this mulcher is a little... it's a great starting piece of equipment, but we could get a more capable mulcher, but this tractor can't run it, which is one of the other arguments of either upgrading to a T6 or a Case Max, and I'd probably go with the Case. Just because it's not a tractor I use very frequently. I could get a bigger mulcher at that point. Maybe what we think about is if a good mulcher comes up on the store sales, then we think about swapping the tractors. In drive, set that off. Let's go check the dude. Fold that, and no, fold that, and turn off the GPS. We can run this back over to the yard. And I think I might clean it before we do any soybean stuff. We can park that right there. So I could service the harvester, but I don't think it's supremely worthwhile at this point. Some of our other equipment seriously could do with the service. Because they do get progressively more expensive as you leave them to go bad. Okay, that's good. Drop that there. Did I turn it off? You're doing your thing. Engine's off on that. So let's go take the canola back to the yard. I think we can then build or fill up on oats, and we'll take that down to the flour mill and start making flour, because that